Welcome to this video tutorial, which I'll be explaining, or I'll be showing how you can add authentication to OpenInfoMan. To do this, we'll be using OpenHIM for authenticating OpenInfoMan. So this video tutorial assumes that you have already installed OpenHIM by following steps which are on the OpenHIM week. So I assume that you have already installed OpenHIM using these steps here. So once you have OpenHIM up and running, what you'll need to do is just open, type localhost to open to run OpenHIM. Once you are in, so the first step is we'll need to create one client that will represent OpenInfoMan. So what I'll do is to click on clients link, then add a new client. I'll give the client ID. Let's say my client ID is OpenInfoMan. Client name, I can use the same name, OpenInfoMan. And then organization, I can say, let's say Ministry of Health. Let's say Ministry of Health, Liberia. Software name can be the same as OpenInfoMan, but for now I don't need it. Basic authentication. So one thing that you need to note is the client ID and the password, which I'll add in here, are the ones which I'll use to log in when I'll be accessing OpenInfoMan. So you need to remember what the password and the client ID which you type in. So let's say I can use the same client ID OpenInfoMan and password OpenInfoMan. Then you can decide to add a role for this client. To add a role, you can just type, let's say I can use OpenInfoMan, the same. Once you type in, then press enter for that new role to be added. So it will show up in here and it will be checked. If you want to use existing roles, you can select, but for me I just want to use this new role. So I have my client created. So the next step is to create a channel. Now this channel is the one which will be used to redirect all the queries to OpenInfoMan. So I'll click on add new channel. I'll give the name. I'll give name to this channel, OpenInfoMan. What type of channel do you want? They should be HTTP, and you need to enable the channel. Then under request matching, what you will do is which URL patterns will match this channel. What we need to do is we want to make sure that we match if someone type the address with /CST, then we want to redirect that query into OpenInfoMan. But also CSS files and JavaScripts and images and OpenInfoMan can be accessed using static URL. So you also want to match static on this channel. After that, make sure that you make this channel private so that people who are accessing OpenInfoMan will be prompted for username and password. If you select public, then people won't be prompted for username and password. The other thing is uncheck this one. Which client should be able to access this channel? So we put the name of the client which we created on the previous step, OpenInfoMan, not this. Yes, OpenInfoMan. So what you need to do is just type OpenInfoMan and then you press enter. So suppose that we don't have this one. If you press enter, it will just show up at the top. Channel priority, we don't need this one because we just have one channel. Well, if we go to root, we just click on add new root. Root name, we can just give OpenInfoMan Authentication. Root type should be HTTP. Root secured, just leave the default value. Primary root, just leave default values for all of these fields. Hosts, here for me I'm just running OpenHIM and OpenInfoMan in my local machine, so I'm just putting localhost, and of course even yours is going to be localhost because OpenHIM and OpenInfoMan will be running on the same machine for this configuration to work. Port 8984. Root path, just leave blank this basic authentication. You can put OIM for OpenInfoMan, and then just click on set root. After that, just save changes so that our channel is created. So here we have our channel created. After that, go back, install OpenInfoMan by following the steps which are on GitHub. So follow these steps to install OpenInfoMan, specifically this one. So what I will do is sudo apt-get install OpenInfoMan. Memory, just leave default. Base URL, now https. So localhosts, and then the port should be 5000. You should replace localhost with the IP address, the public IP address for which OpenInfoMan is running. And 5000 is the OpenHIM port which listens for queries. Provide directory. Now we have OpenInfoMan installed, so we can test our authentication if it's working. So localhost. Now the IP address, the address should be different for accessing OpenInfoMan. Now instead of using port 8984, we're going to use port 5000 CST. Now you can see the authentication, the username and password prompt has shown up. So I can put my username and password. There I am. Now I have successfully logged in into OpenInfoMan. So the next thing to do is to make sure that you disable port 8984 from public access. It should be accessible through localhost only and not publicly, so that everyone else should use HTTPS public IP address and followed by 5000 port and CSD. Thank you for listening.